Agenda Westside Beer.
Well, the hierarchy in the DC universe is about to change.
Oh, God.
Or so we hear. Welcome to an episode Into the West Comics. My name is Frank. Sonny is here. He's mad at me.
I'm not mad, because I think I've just heard that. I've heard The Rock say that so much the past couple months that it's just so ridiculous.
We heard at Comic-Con for like 3 years in a row.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Another episode. I'm super stoked.
Uncle Nephew Shane is here.
Uncle Nephew.
In the hierarchy.
Good morning, everybody. How you doing? It's good to see you again.
This is 6 p.m. This man said good morning. Good morning.
It all depends on when you're watching it, baby.
He's a gamer. He just got up.
This is true. This is true. Friendly neighborhood podcast.
Are you playing that Minecraft?
Been playing the Minecraft and the what's that one where you shoot people and
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto.
Call of Duty. Every game that's out right now.
Yeah,
I think it's Duck Hunt.
yes.
That is honestly an underrated game, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not a young man, so it might be Dunk Hunt.
Dunk Hunt?
It might be
Go
Dunk
ahead.
Hunt.
You would be the guy going on the Dunk Hunt.
It's not my day.
Guys, this is an interesting week because of the same week that we get the announcement or the release of Black Adam tonight. We're getting news that there could be some hope for the DCEU, possibly a certain British actor
I was going to say,
who's been rumored to be attached to multiple Marvel projects.
Giving a lot of hope there. Hope is
could be returning to the DCEU. Walter Hamada couldn't fix it. Let's see if Henry Cavill can. Superman might be back.
We've been talking about this for a little, maybe like an hour. Me and Paul going back and forth over, tinfoil hat speculations. I think we might get a cameo. I think we might. I'm pretty sure it's going to cost a bunch of money, and we just got the announcement earlier this week that he's going to be tied towards another project.
Mustache or no mustache?
I hope no
Erased
CG mustache. The costume always to me looked great, and I think Henry Cavill is an amazing Superman. So it would be interesting. I just don't know about the dynamic about him and The Rock. I don't know.
About seeing them on screen together, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we just got to see this movie and see kind of how it works, because I don't know. The hope word getting passed around, I don't really have too much for that.
You don't have hope for the DCEU. You might have hope for another Superman film.
Yeah,
but not for the DCEU.
For sure.
Whole.
I think that's going to happen. I think all the fans want it to happen. He's, like you said, connected to a lot of new projects, did great on The Witcher. I think money-wise, of course, they want to have him in there. It's going to put butts in seats and it's going to sell. I just don't know how I feel about this new hierarchy in the DCEU and like how him and The Rock like they have to go fight, and it looks so much better animated that I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This hope thing is not strong over here. Fan.
I know that's the question is Are they making do we all want to see a Man of Steel 2? This is the question, and I don't know. I don't know if I need to see it too.
I remember when that movie came out, and we didn't see it together, but we saw it the same weekend, and we kept
talked about it.
talking about how much stuff can they just destroy? I mean, just like it's like there's all kinds of just
sucks, dude. It really does, and I hate that.
Did he save one family in there?
It's always DC when it comes into this conversation of like, oh, like it sucks, or like how many reviving do they need to do, or like do we need another one? And it's really unfortunate. I mean, these guys they're great. They spend a lot of time developing all this stuff. It really does suck that they just can't seem to like get it together. I just don't understand it. The blueprint is there. There's great stories already, you know?
That is true, but can Henry Cavill reprising this role be, you know, the straw that stirs the drink? Is this the thing that's going to light a fire under everybody's butt?
Under the for the DC,
yeah, where everybody's going, yeah.
We're going back.
This is what we need, baby. Cav is coming back.
I'm nervous that the kind of weight that he's supposed to carry, that they're hoping that him coming back. I mean, right now we have like 3 or 4 actors playing Batman. We have, you know, we've got Flash coming up on charges possibly for, you know, two decades in prison.
26 years or something, dude. Like, what's going on over here?
They've got a lot of issues. They don't need just Superman. They need a whole Justice League to turn this whole thing around. They need everybody. They need Jesus. They need Oprah. They need everyone to fix.
But it sucks.
Whatever they're trying to do.
It sucks. There's so many different avenues, like you just said. There's 3 different Batmen. There's Titans on HBO. There's all kind of avenues.
Loose threads.
Why?
Everywhere.
Yeah. Why does it suck so bad? Like,
I don't know.
You know, it's very strange. It's very strange to see and to listen to every time something else does come out. There's no like joy and hope in that. It's just like, how bad is this gonna suck? That's all we said.
Because everything seems to be too dark as it is in DC. You know what I mean? Everything they make, they try to be the opposite of Marvel, which is kind of the light. So they're trying to go this super dark route.
Yeah.
And everything just comes off being just
super off-putting.
Super off-putting.
Well, what's his name? James Gunn is supposed to be working on some type of
really
secret DC project, right?
Yeah,
He's going to be doing the 2nd season of Peacemaker. They're going to be doing something involving Amanda Waller's character.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be contained in that universe involving those characters, but he's operating. They're saying that he's going to have some type of secret DC project. I think the way that they made the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker is the way to go.
It's great, and it's not dark, but it's not like tongue in cheek, you know, like all like happy go lucky.
It's funny,
but it's funny. Dude.
It's violent,
yeah.
And I think that gets people's attention because there's definitely a goofy streak to what the MCU is trying to do with a lot of these plus shows.
Yeah, some of the movies now too.
You've got 7-8 different series that were just in this phase 4.
Yeah.
The amount of content that they got for these. I wanted to mention about the content and what they could be doing, switching up gears a little bit with the MCU. It has been talked about or rumored that Nova could be going the way of Werewolf by Night, and it could just be a longer special, a little longer than an hour's runtime.
Also, not like
versus a series. What do you think about seeing Nova in that way?
That's the thing. When it comes to that character, is it both Nova's going to be featured? You know, there's 2.
It's like a young one and
a young one and an old one. Do you remember the names of those 2 characters? I can't remember.
Bill and Bob Nova. I don't know their names.
Jimmy Jack Nova.
Tim and Terry Nova.
I'm gonna look them up. Somebody will get in the chat and they'll be like, "You don't know their names.
You guys suck." No,
You're
but
the worst Nova fan.
I think in all honesty though, the Werewolf by Night was a really nice kind of change, and I personally don't think that it was enough to intro the character. If we're gonna get like some Nova special, give me like 3 episodes or something at least, just to like kind of stretch it out,
gauge what people want to see. I think from it, it's probably the way they want to go. I think more than anything, and not a lot of people, including myself, know a lot of Nova things.
Well, yeah,
I mean, I know the character, but
Yeah, you know what he looks like.
Yeah, I know what he looks like.
The helmet's cool, costume's cool.
Man, costume's dope.
Some
I
kind
called
of
him Bob Nova. His name is Richard Ryder. It's
Richard
really close.
That's
right.
So close.
Yeah.
Speaking of writers, I think if you do this special kind of thing and you don't give everybody a series, you have characters that you can put out like Ghost Rider and do a special on it. You could do a bunch of Midnight Suns specials and do like a team up, episode or whatever. There is room for characters that aren't so popular that could still kind of get some play. I don't know if I want to put Werewolf by Night and Ghost Rider in the same kind of context, but
that's interesting.
You know what
though,
I mean?
If they have this, like they're talking about a second season of Moon Knight. I don't know if I mean I could poll the room. I don't really think a lot of people want to see another season of Moon Knight. But if we
Nobody's
were
hands
talking
went up.
about the character
Yeah.
of Mark Spector
Yeah.
and the other 34 personalities he had, and you turn that into something where he's doing some type of buddy film or series,
like a little buddy cop thing with somebody.
other characters,
Blade or
then I would be okay with
A
that.
team up.
I don't know if I want to see a second season of Moon Knight.
At this point, no. They gave me enough, and they had enough time to develop that, and it didn't stick. I thought the character was awesome. The story, however, just didn't really do it for me. But like, if he pops up and him and Blade and Doctor Strange have an episode together, I think that would be the most badass thing we've seen in the MCU for a while.
I got my big hand in the camera. Sorry.
But no, I think I do like the format of the specials or whatever. I just don't think like an hour is enough to just like, okay, we're gonna introduce a character, we're gonna show who the villain is and give them their backstory and then end it, and then like that's it. You
didn't mind it being a one-shot special presentation. You just wanted it to be like maybe half an hour longer.
Yeah,
Okay.
like okay, boom, we get an hour and a half episode of Werewolf by Night, Ghost Rider, Flim Flam, whoever else that needs to come out.
Flam.
My favorite.
I think that is a good way to go, and it stretches out the content. We'll have stuff to talk about. We'll always have something to watch, and in the middle, you can be like, okay, boom, we're gonna get Black Knight eventually. We've already got Blade and a little Moon Knight, and they also introduced Ghost Rider, so we kind of have a little bit of
maybe Elsa Bloodstone.
Yeah,
she gets involved. in some
I've
way.
seen like a cool list where she was added. So
I know there's been, because a lot of people I talk to, it seems to be their biggest gripe with Marvel shows or Plus shows when it comes to Marvel is they're too short, or they're like it's a 20-minute long episode and that's it.
Right.
Like next thing you know, the thing's over.
Yeah.
I think they could probably stretch out something like you said to about an hour and a half or so, hour and 40 minutes perhaps, and we get a decent story, one off.
Yeah.
And everybody's happy.
I don't think they would at this capacity, though, at this state where they're in. If they already filmed a series, I don't think they're going to go and edit it down to make it an hour special.
Whittle it.
Like Echo is going back for reshoots. They're pushing it back. Whatever release it had, it's going to get pushed back now.
how interested is
Wow.
anybody
I'm
in
not.
that? Like why did I mean
Wow.
maybe
Not at all.
maybe the team was like, okay, maybe we got the reactions towards She-Hulk, or maybe Daredevil did good, maybe we should put him in more, or I don't know what the reshoot
It makes
deal
me
is.
think that Daredevil's getting pushed back if they're pushing back Echo, because I don't think the two series, because Daredevil's supposed to be in it.
Yeah, and I
Right.
think that's the one gripe that I do have with MCU is that something's always getting pushed back. And if we're doing that for a good film, perfect. I'm okay with that. Just don't like push back and then you give me Moon
Like
Knight.
with the
Watch it,
Blade
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Watch it
I
and
get
nothing good has
Moon
come
Knight,
from
and
it.
like you pushed it back, but the CG is still wonky. You know what I mean?
The
Like
show
what's
was wonky. But with the Blade stuff, we were talking about that in our chat and in person. The Blade thing with everything being pushed back and being kind of held up, that you were talking about what's his name, Marshmallow Ali. You were talking about
Yes.
like leaving the show,
Mahershala.
and then they replacing the director, and then they don't know if he wants to sign on because he kind of bonded with the director
Yeah.
originally, and then
Yeah, that would suck. That would be a terrible, terrible day in
I think they're
Kevin
gonna figure
Feige's
it
head.
out.
Oh, absolutely. There's like, here's another check.
Here's another check.
We'll be fine. It'll
Here's
be fine.
a fast pass to Disneyland.
I watched Blade 2 the other night. Did you say Fast Pass?
Fast pass, is that what they're called? Fast passes?
No, after you calculate
The
like
magic
parking
key? I
and
don't know.
tickets and all that kind of stuff, a Fast Pass is greatly appreciated. You know what I mean?
I would dig it.
No, for sure.
If you
I haven't
gave
been
it
to Disneyland in 20 years.
You don't want to.
I'm not.
Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Y'all two together. That would be awesome.
You and me and Marcus will go. Marcus
Unbeatable
is ready.
trio.
No, but seriously, I watched Blade 2 the other day, and it really gave me
headache?
not a headache.
Oh,
I love all those, dude.
The
I
Blade movies are
love
fun.
the Blade movies. Third one's a little hard to get through, but Blade 1 and 2 are awesome. It gives me a little worry for Disney taking that over because, I mean, from the really horrible jokes and violence and all that kind of stuff, it's not like anywhere near a Disney qualified show or movie. You know what I mean? Like
With
Blade,
yeah.
having to dumb down that just because Disney owns Marvel rather, would really stress me.
I know, but
stress me
they
out.
can't
Dude.
resist.
Are you
sometimes.
concerned with how, I mean, people have been talking about this on the interwebs. How concerned are you about how they're going to depict Daredevil in the MCU?
I'm terrified, man. Me and Quan were just talking about this. Like, I'm
They could ruin
terrified. They could ruin. Like, I don't want this She-Hulk Daredevil, and I know I'm not going to get the Netflix Daredevil. So that middle Daredevil, I don't know if it's like tight enough for me. I don't know if it's like badass enough for me. I don't know if it's.
If they honestly
Don't
do
skip
a
the-
middle ground.
Don't skip the hallway scenes, bro.
Personality wise, Daredevil, and they just take the middle ground on him. It might not be so bad.
That I don't want. Not so bad though.
Finding somewhere in the middle.
I
you
want.
mean?
dope,
I
dope.
want him dope, dude. The Netflix
Yeah,
special
man.
or the Netflix series was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing. I would much rather not have a Daredevil and that just be how I remember Daredevil than. Oh,
You want bloody, violent Daredevil, or you want no
y'all
Daredevil
know
at
Sonny.
all? Of
Y'all
course.
know Sonny,
Of
man.
course. I know.
On the
But I
plus.
think
This
think
is what
every
you want for the plus.
not even that. That's what I said. I'd
You
much
are
rather
not
just.
getting that for the plus.
I would much rather not have another Daredevil born again with 16 episodes of just like mid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got 3 awesome seasons. I'm good, But
Well, I got a feeling.
He's back.
he's back in the
He's back,
yellow.
baby. And Private Pile, Vincent D. Flaminorio
Yeah.
is going to play Kingpin as well.
Vincent Flamlaria.
Flaminorio.
That's his full name.
But see, I mean, even when he appeared in Hawkeye, I was kind of like, a little different.
They kept it comic accurate, I guess.
Yeah.
With the red and
Yeah,
the outfit. Yeah.
yeah. But
He was at Tommy Bahamas.
he looked like he had he was a mobster from Tommy Bahamas, bro. It was crazy. It was mad.
Oh man.
So I don't
That's
know.
great.
It's back to what I said earlier. I'm legitimately terrified. I do not know what to think about that.
Okay, so we're kind of like thinking about the schedule for when we hit the first of the year.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the Secret Invasion series, we think, in the first quarter
Mhm.
of 2023. I wanted to get your guys' theory. I want your best bet for who you think could be a Skrull in the Secret Invasion story.
I mean, we've already seen a lot. I mean, Nick Fury's ground self is running around as a Skrull. I think it's going to be a lot of like side characters that are connected to main characters that are just like keeping an eye, like Hank Pym for Ant-Man, or like, I don't know, like Nakia from Black Panther. Kind of people that are around that are kind of near the heroes or main characters to kind of know or get the ear on things. It could be Captain America and Captain Marvel. You know what I mean? Actually, I'm pretty sure Captain Marvel is one. But I'm thinking it's going to be everybody that's near and dear to somebody, and the reveal is going to be like, oh my god, and it's going to drive the heroes crazy, and something epic is going to
get
happen.
the rest of that story. Everybody's eyeballing everybody else.
Exactly.
And,
Someone big like Hawkeye or something is going to get revealed to be one, and then everyone's going to be like, oh,
that's what I was thinking. Is Hawkeye.
I was thinking Captain Marvel also, maybe Sam Wilson.
that would suck.
It would.
They're not gonna do that.
Sam Wilson or maybe Rhodey, because they're changing Armor Wars into a film now. Originally that was a a series, remember,
Yeah.
that Paul and I were talking about, is like, did they forget Armor Wars at San Diego Comic-Con? Like they didn't mention it, or it didn't get canceled. It's still a thing. And then I think Feige was out there, like maybe he was listening. He's got devices everywhere. He's everywhere. The AI for KEVIN is everywhere. So he's in the pulse of what we're doing over here in Gorilla Cross.
He knows what we're doing right now.
He knows what's going on. He put it out there like, Armor Wars is still in development. It's still a thing. It's still happening. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
I'm like, it's like when you're like on Instagram and you've said something and then the ad comes up and you're like, well, are you just listening to me? Like, what's going on here? That's very likely. I think the gravity of like some main characters being Skrulls would definitely send ripples down the I don't know, the spine of everybody else, and it'll, like you said, it'll give everybody kind of questions and doubts on each other, and it's like, who have I been trusting the last couple years?
Right.
What secrets am I telling?
Will Bruce be a Skrull?
Nobody transforms, but Skrulls can kind of shapeshift.
Sure.
Turn giant green. What if the whole She-Hulk stuff was a Skrull and
There's a bunch of Skrulls.
None of it even happened. You know, none of
The
it
whole
even happened.
thing's
I don't think we
Skrull.
get that lucky.
I'm like, you know, maybe
Listen, the
there's
She-Hulk series was fun. It was
I
entertaining.
thought it was fun.
It was entertaining. It
Yeah.
was fun.
Nobody's going back to watch She-Hulk over and over again.
Oh, I am.
Oh, I know. Well, you're going to watch
The
episode
twerk.
3.
I want to see the twerk one more time.
Them green cheeks. But like, also, no,
Should've named
seriously.
the episode that
But
Green
literally,
Cheeks.
did Tony Stark die for that? You know what I mean? Like, he sacrificed himself for that
He died for Megan Thee Stallion and Jen the lawyer to do some office
twerk in
twerking.
LA office.
That's right.
Yo, I know Iron Man didn't sacrifice himself for that. You know what I mean?
Stark.
You know,
What were some of the other things we were hearing rumor-wise coming out in the last few days? Something was a pretty big one, I would say, because we've been waiting to see whether or not they're going to have this character in the MCU, and it seems like they may have already cast this role. And then of all the projects for him to appear in Ironheart, I'm talking about Mephisto. Mephisto has possibly been cast by Sacha Baron Cohen.
I am Mephisto.
My name is Mephisto.
My name is Mephisto.
And then I can't say anything else
No,
after
I'm
that. If I do
literally-
a Borat
You're done.
impersonation. Yeah, and then I'm done. I can't say anything else. What do you think about? What do you think about Sacha Baron Cohen?
The crowd loves it.
Little giggle boxes. What would you guys think about him playing Mephisto? I mean,
I don't know.
I'd have to see.
he's gonna wear one of the Borat suits, but it'll be red.
and by all means, please do some kind of Borat, like once he is Mephisto, please do some kind of nod to
He's wearing that red
Yo,
swimsuit.
yo, okay. I don't know.
I think you're coming around on it. I think you
I
were
think
kind of
so, too.
anti-Borat.
I was, but the fact that he needs to be like a mischievous kind of like character, and I could see
I think
him.
he can do that.
I think he could do that, especially if they make him red and do the whole thing. Jesus. Okay. As long as they do it correctly, especially with new age CG, and I think that they should be able to make him practical, like how they did Vision with the color and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. When I first heard it, I was like, "Oh, I'm done." But now I'm kind of turning around.
Think how many things that Sacha Baron Cohen has done,
Right.
where he was pretty great.
No,
at
he's got
doing these
range.
different- He's got range,
Yeah.
man. So I could possibly see him pulling off Mephisto.
I think it feels like the most Disney type of casting. If you're going to cast a Mephisto, an actor play Mephisto, it feels like
kind of.
it feels like this would be the way they would go.
Yeah, but why an Ironheart?
That I don't know. I don't know what that was the decision.
Like what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why not in WandaVision? You know what I mean?
No, just cause.
Why not in WandaVision 2 years ago when we all
everything
watched
pointed
it
towards
and
it,
Yeah.
lost our minds?
you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
When all signs were pointing that way.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think, I mean, we got what's his name? Harrison Ford. We got,
Harrison Ford, Thunderbolt Ross.
At this point they just like get big names and you can just like fill in the blanks,
Yeah. So he's gonna be for like the New World Order, the Captain America New World Order, and then he'll be in Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Is basically
it.
Harrison Ford is 80 years old.
This is what I'm saying.
Let the guy be. Okay.
When I saw the casting news, I was like, how are they going to shoot everything like right now? Because
Are you saying he has one foot in the grave and the other in the bathroom?
I mean, you said he's 80. I'm just trying to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying.
Oh.
Star Wars should have done that with Princess Leia.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Because,
the last time we saw him, he looked like he was 80 years old.
That's what I'm saying. And I know they do a lot of de-aging and, all that kind of stuff.
I've got to ask the guys because they might be a little more hip to what happened with the guy, but he got hurt 2 or 3 times shooting Indiana Jones.
It's because he's 80 years old.
The latest one. Well, that's what happens when you're 80.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What hurt?
I'm almost there. when you go get the mail, you get hurt. I mean, it's just
I'm 30, dude. My back hurts all the time.
Everything hurts.
No, that's what I'm saying. So, like, to be on set and to be doing, I don't know if they're just going to have him in a suit walking around delegating things and then they'll CG into Red Hulk or something. You know what I mean? I hope so. Because if he does anything, he's going to stress himself
He's going to hurt himself and he's going to ask for money.
And then that's going to be the whole thing. It's going to be on World Star Hip Hop.
This is also Star Wars. He asked for money. He was like, if I hurt myself doing this, I'm going to need an extra $5 million if I trip. If I trip.
And they're like, yes, sir.
You got it.
No, but seriously. So I don't know. I don't know where things are going nowadays. I really don't.
It's going to be interesting. I tell you that much.
So we're trying to let's map this out. Okay, technically, Wakanda Forever is the last film of Phase 4.
Okay,
and then we get the Guardians
Christmas special.
Mm-hmm. That James Gunn has said that it's important to the storyline of what's going to be happening in Guardians Volume 3. Okay, and then we get Secret Invasion, Quantum Mania. I don't know what else we get after that, like series or show wise. I'm just trying to figure out what
what the timeline's going to be.
Yeah, because they're Loki is going to be a few months after what happens in.
I'm hoping it's like The Godfather 2. You know what I mean? Versus Godfather 1.
Loki season 2.
Okay. Because like
I think it might be.
It was an amazing series, but like, should you just let it ride for the first one, or are you just gonna like pack in everything because it was cool the second round? You know what I mean? Just hope it's just really good.
It's gonna be a long time. Like it's been a long time since season 1 ended. So
all the shows are not like as good.
It's really taking forever.
Just bring in the good stuff, man.
Yeah, I know we seem to be waiting for something.
And then I'm like, Moon Knight.
That's what it feels like.
I'm like doing.
It feels like
always waiting.
I'm doing the episode a couple months ago. I'm like, I'm so stoked for Moon Knight. Moon Knight's gonna be amazing. He's so badass. He's
It's gonna be so
violent.
And then like, every episode, I'm like, next weekend he's gonna do it.
This is gonna be.
Change your parental settings. The variant locked me out. Change your parental settings so you can watch Moon Knight. It's violent. Look out.
I really still wonder why I had to do that.
I don't know. I don't know why the variant won't give me the number to log into it so I can watch stuff on.
It's keeping you from watching it.
Keeping me no access.
I'll stay on HBO then.
I'm gonna have to with the House of the Dragon finale coming up this weekend. What have you guys thought about the show so far? We're to quickly move to that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was biased last week, sir.
Yep.
You were biased slash unbiased.
I was like, yes, it's not that. Yeah. It's
Polly. That was funny. That little clip.
Other than
non-biased.
Non-biased. Other than like Atlanta being the best show ever on television.
Yes. Loving Atlanta too.
House of the Dragons is my favorite thing to watch, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not excited for anything else per week that I'm like, when I get off work, I can't get on the internet because something's gonna happen. I gotta go watch this. Sit down. I got the snacks ready.
Yeah, it's an
been
event.
good. It's an
it
event.
seems to be an event.
It is.
It's turning into that more and more. every
It's
week.
like how HBO was like with event viewing, like you're watching Sopranos back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
and
Well, yeah,
it's-
you go to your
it kinda feels
coworkers,
like
and
that.
whoever didn't watch it by Monday is like left out of the conversation. You know,
There wasn't a lot of incest in the Sopranos, but there's just like,
Yeah, no, and there
Yeah.
there wasn't much in this episode either. Actually,
no, there wasn't much.
next week,
It was a pretty low incest level for episode 9.
This next episode is going to be something that's going to break the internet. From if anybody that knows anything of the Dance of the Dragons, many people are going to die this
Yeah.
next episode, and
Yeah.
some dragons. It's going to be epic. This last episode was called the Green Council, following the High Towers. Boo, lame, super toxic. Next week we get the Black Queen, and it's following the Blacks. Not me and Shane. I couldn't.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Rhaenyra Targaryen and her team. I couldn't.
Right on.
I couldn't. I looked at him. I was like, I have to say this.
Probably the Blacks, not us.
Not us.
You know,
For anybody who's about to watch it for us,
It's
will
gonna
not
be epic, dude. Oh, I couldn't resist. I had to.
oh my goodness.
So yeah, next week's gonna be great. It's a great show. It's the best show ever.
Looking forward to it. Listen, next week, our Halloween episode is coming. Make sure you got your costumes ready. We'll see if Hot Dog Paul and I are hot dog and pizza for the 3rd year in a row.
You guys just like wore the same costumes.
I wore the
last time.
same costume
Have
last
not
year as I
washed
did the
them.
first year.
no,
No, I don't wash them.
neither
It's
one
like-
has washed them. So
No,
we're
I can't. It's
3rd year in a row.
I was gonna say something that was gonna sound really bad, so I'm not gonna say it.
Oh my God.
Paul, did you wash your hot dog costume?
No.
All right,
Yes.
all right. Sonny, how can they get at us in the socials?
You
the
know,
interwebs.
my favorite thing to do is tell everybody, go check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts. If you're driving to work, if you're getting ready, if you just don't want to look at us and you just want to get information, I always say, hit up the podcast. Otherwise, Twitter into _comics and Instagram into the West Comics. Give us a shout. Tell us how we're doing, and that you love us.
Shane, what do you got?
Yeah, one up that.
House of the Dragons, the Blacks is going to be on this Sunday. Check it out.
What a tie.
And that's all I'm going to say about it.
Guys, we will see you next week. We're going to have a special announcement regarding Wakanda Forever coming up next week on the show.
Yeah.
Make sure you're here. Brother Rob will be back with us.
Oh, yeah, it's the finale.
Maester Rob
Maester
will be
Rob,
back
dude.
with us next week.
Maestro Rob.
Speaking
Yeah.
High Valyrian.
Yeah, hanging
I
out
wonder
with
how much he's learned. Go ahead.
we'll
Apparently a
see.
lot.
Hopefully he can I don't know who he's going to talk to, so I don't know.
I know where he's at. Huh?
We're going to quiz him. All
talking
right,
about, man?
guys, we will see you next week. Stay tuned for more content coming up this weekend. New Comic Book Day, as well as a debate episode as well. We'll talk to you soon.
Pasty
We love you.
redheads.
Peace.
See you next week, guys.